So welcome to Fairhaven, New Jersey. I'm assuming you're watching this video because you're trying to make a decision about whether this is the right town to move to. And this video is going to cover everything about the school district. So if you have kids and you're thinking about moving to Fairhaven, you're in the right place. Now, Fairhaven is one of the most popular places, not just in Monmouth County, but in all of New Jersey you move to. It has about 6,200 people who live here, and it's consistently ranked in the top 10 towns in all of Monmouth County, usually in the top 50 towns in New Jersey. Also made the list last year of 37 towns in New Jersey that had an average over $1 million price point to get into the town. So although it's a beautiful place to live, it's not that easy to get in here. So in today's video, we're going to cover everything about school districts and make sure you feel equipped to make the decision for your family. By the way, my name is DJ Tenhove. I run a real estate team here in New Jersey. We specialize in first-time home buyers, people moving up from that house to their dream house, and people who are downsizing anywhere inside or outside the state of New Jersey. On the channel here, we cover everything real estate advice, investing advice, local towns, local businesses, everything New Jersey real estate related. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below here so you can save this video also to reference as you're doing your home search. So all in all, there's about 1,600 students. Even about 20% of those kids all go to private school. Now, the public school systems can be rised up. Now, we'll get into the differences between each of those different schools, the ages they cover, and once we get deeper into this. Okay, let's cover preschool options. So you do have a public option here in town, and that's housed at the Viola Sickle School. That covers pre-K all the way to 3rd grade. Now, if you want to go private options, there's a ton. And despite this being a relatively small town, you've got a lot of options both in town and relatively close by. So let's go through what some of those options are. So just a couple miles up the road into Rumson, you have 3 great options for you. The first is Holy Cross Academy, which is pre-K to 8. Then you have Rumson Country Day School, which is also pre-K to 8. And then you have the Ranny School, which is in Little Silver, and that runs pre-K all the way to 12. It's the only school in today's video that we're going to cover that covers everything from pre-K all the way up to when you graduate high school as well. So nearby in Rumson, you also have the Ivy Hill School, and at Red Bank, you have the Tower Hill School. Both of those are pre-K kindergarten. They don't really go much farther than that. And then if you're willing to go a little bit further, you can go into Lincroft, and you've got 3 great options. First, you have Oak Hill Academy, which is pre-K to 8. You have St. Leo the Great, which is pre-K to 8. And then you also have the Voyager School, which is on the Brookdale Community College campus. That actually runs pre-K all the way up to 12 as well. So all the private schools that we already mentioned for pre-K also cover kindergarten except for the Ivy Hill School. Ivy Hill does not cover kindergarten, it's pre-K only. And then also the Tower Hill School does cover kindergarten, but it stops there and doesn't go to grade 1 like a lot of the other schools do as well. But here in town, you do have a public kindergarten option at the Viola Sickle School. So across the country, most people define elementary school as K through 5, and the middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th. Rumson, just like Fairhaven here, divide their schools a little bit differently. So your elementary school is K through 3, and then your middle school is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is the Knollwood School. Your elementary school is going to be the Sickle School. Now, one of the cool things about the Sickle School is their commitment to art education. They have partnerships with the Kennedy Center, the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, and the Red Bank School District, which is also known for their performing arts program. So that covers your public school. If you choose to go with a private school option, all of the private schools we already mentioned go all the way up to 3rd grade as well, which is Ranny, RCDS, Holy Cross, Voyager School, and Oak Hill Academy over at Lincroft. If you choose to have your child go to public school, when they graduate 3rd grade of the Sickle School, they're going to get to experience Transition Day, which is where they get to walk or ride their bike from the Sickle School to the Knollwood School, which is where they'll spend the next 4 years of their public education. So everyone who lives in Fairhaven is districted to go to RFH, or Rumson Fairhaven High School. This is a regional school that covers both Rumson and Fairhaven. Now, if you go to public high school, you probably went to public middle school and elementary school as well. A lot of the kids who start in public finish at public, and there is a good percentage of kids who do private high school as well. We'll get to those in a second. But RFH is ranked usually number 1 or number 2 in all the high schools in Monmouth County, so it's a great school district. And what I love about it is the fact that it's a regional school. That means that you have kids from Fairhaven who their entire childhood have been playing against their rivals in Rumson, and all of a sudden now they get to 9th grade and you guys are teammates and they're buddies and they have to learn to play together and go to school together. And I experienced the same thing growing up in North Jersey. I went to Pascagoula Valley High School, which is a mishmash of Rivervale and Hillsdale. And it was the weirdest experience for me. Having the people that I competed against my whole life now became my teammates, but they're some of the strongest friendships that I actually have to this day. If you choose to send your child to a private high school, there's one that's a carryover from our middle schools, Ranny, that does high school as well. Ranny's also the only non-religious or secular private school in the area, and it covers preschool all the way up to grade 12. So one of the main reasons why people choose that option is because you can stay in the same school on the same campus all the way from preschool up to the end of high school. Now, if you're looking to go for a religious private school, you also have some great options. Number one is going to be Christian Brothers Academy, or CBA. That's over in Lincroft. It's about a 15 to 20 minute drive. It's an all-boys school. The all-girls version of that school is Trinity Hall, and that's located over in Tinton Falls, just off the Fort Monmouth campus. You also have RBC, or Red Bank Catholic, which is very popular for people here on the peninsula to send their kids to that school. One of the things I love about RBC is that the kids get to leave school during the day and do lunch out in town, so it gives them a little bit more independence that they need to experience before they go to college and just all of a sudden get released out into the world. The last one is going to be a little bit farther away. It's over in Homedale, and that's St. John Vianney. And that's about a 25-minute drive from here, but you've got some great private school options there also for you to pick from. One of the biggest bonuses of living in Monmouth County are the vocational high school options that you have from being districted within the county. These schools, the next 5 I'm going to tell you, are located within Monmouth County, and they usually end up on the nation's top 50 high school list. They're an amazing option to have. You have to test into them, and you have to be a gifted student, obviously, to get into them. But if you can, they set you up for success. So there's 5 schools, and they're located in different parts of the county. You have High Tech High, Communications High School, Biotech, Allied Health, and Marine Academy for Science and Technology. Now, what happens is if you test into those schools, your campus is not located in your town. It's located somewhere else around the county. So you get dropped off there or you get bused there. But your school finishes early enough in the day that if you choose to play sports at your home districted high school, like RFH, you can get back in time to still play your sports at RFH. So it's a really cool mix of having a private high school experience with a public sports experience on the same campus with the rest of the kids of your town. So if you've decided you want to move to Monmouth County and education is your number one priority, then Fairhaven should absolutely be at the top of your list. Not only because of the education itself, but also because that education is what leads to a lot of value in the town. So if you're looking to buy a property that's going to hold its value the best, or a property that's going to recover its value quickest after a downturn in the real estate market, make sure to download our Dream Home Buyer Checklist, which you can find in the link in the description down below. That's the same resource we use every one of our buyers to make sure we weigh their needs versus their wants and can make sure that we find your dream home for you, not having to tour more than 10 properties. So download that and you can do your own research. And then when you're ready to start working with us, please feel free to give me a call at 201-903-1666. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, thanks for checking out Rumson with us. If you're ready to make a move, we've created a complete Rumson relocation guide with more in-depth detail that we couldn't cover here in the videos about schools, neighborhoods, price points. So if you want to download that, click the link below. When you're ready to talk through your plans, reach out anytime. We want to make sure your move here to Monmouth County and Rumson in particular is done with confidence, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. We drop videos about neighborhoods and walkthrough tours once a week. Want to make sure you check those out.